Hey, what's up guys and gals, welcome back to my channel. My name is Matt Samolsky. I'm Matt the Car Guy. In this channel I do car reviews. I'm somewhere in Panhandle, Florida, and I'm here with this 2021 Toyota Camry LE. Now this is a rental vehicle that I got while here for work, and I decided to take this opportunity to review it for two reasons. Well, first of all, Toyota Camry has been synonymous with the midsize sedan. It has been one of the most popular vehicles in the world, at least here in the United States. And the second of all, I haven't really done a Camry review, so I'm really excited to do that and bring you this vehicle, and hopefully you'll join me on this journey of this vehicle exterior, interior. We're gonna get inside, play with some features of this vehicle, see what powers up this thing, and finally I'm gonna take you for a spin. So now, if this is the first time we meet, guys, check out the rest of my channel. If you like it, consider subscribing, smash that like button, really means a lot to me. I appreciate every single view, and let's get back to this video now. Well guys, so the LE model, which is this one, is the base model on the Camry. They dropped the L model for this year, so this is where it starts. And it's pretty cool because you get quite a lot for the $25,000 base MSRP. Now, I like the styling of this Camry. I like the stance. It looks kind of sporty. If you take a look at this grille, the bottom grille, which I wasn't too crazy on the bigger ones like the Venza or the Sienna, actually it fits pretty darn good with this vehicles, and the combination of the silver and the black and those LED lights in here, that is pretty interesting. It's pretty sleek, pretty sporty design. Again, it kind of continues through the rest of the hood. And before we talk about the engine, I just want to show you something, because this was something that would really bug me, even though I wouldn't probably open this engine for a long time after I bought it. But look at this. You pop the hood, and here's what happens. This prop stick just literally like falls out. I tried to secure it in a couple places and it really doesn't do that. And now you have to kind of finagle it into this little hole that's at the bottom here. And now that it's all set, I mean, I think all cars right now in this modern day and age should have this hydraulic prop sticks. But let's talk about this engine. So there's really three different engine options available with the Camry. Now this is the 2.5 liter dual overhead cam, 16 valve cylinder engine, 203 horsepower, 184 pound-feet of torque. It's made it to a 8-speed automatic transmission, which is pretty smooth actually. All right guys, so this engine, you know, with this transmission combination, this particular one actually has a pretty decent gas mileage, 28 in the city, 39 on the highway, 32 combined, so not bad at all. Especially you get that all in the base model Camry. Now we're going to take it for a spin, so we're going to check that out and just a little bit of how it actually drives. Well, I don't know about you, but I like this sleek, sporty kind of design, that sporty stance, even though it's not a sporty vehicle. It's just a regular 2.5 liter engine, but it's a perfect people mover. Now, this one's got the regular 17-inch wheels, but this one comes standard with the aluminum wheels, which are standard in all the Camrys right now. And, you know, other than that, other than the smooth, clean lines of it, there's really not too much to talk about it. This one does not have this keyless entry because it still has a regular key that, you know, you actually need to put in the ignition and turn it. It does have the remote on it, but in order to start the car you actually have to turn the key. Well, so the smooth lines continue in the back of it. Really nice lights. I really dig this design on the Camry. I think it's sporty. I think it's pretty cool. Toyota logo, Camry LE. Nothing really too crazy about it. There's just one exhaust at the bottom. So maybe next time I'm gonna get this XSE or that TRD, which are the sporty ones with spoilers and stuff. I think those will look pretty cool. But I wanted to bring you up the base Toyota Camry that they make. So it looks pretty cool. Let's check out how much room there is in the trunk. By the way, I haven't found a handle right here or any buttons to open the trunk from the outside in here other than from the inside, or using the key fob, and that's what we're gonna do. I mean, you can do that right from here. Now let's see how much room there is. Also, it does have a pretty decent size trunk. It does have this tools for spare tire, and it does have the spare tire right underneath here, so it is equipped with that, if you were wondering. And decent trunk space. I think Honda Accord might have just a tad bigger, and maybe Hyundai Sonata, which this is their direct competition. Now it does have a 60-40 split on the seats, and you can pull those seats down by just pulling on these knobs, and then this will unlock the seat. You have to get inside and kind of push it forward to give you a little bit more room in case you need to carry anything bigger. Hey guys, in case you were wondering, I just noticed that too. In case you're locked in the trunk, this glows in the dark and it tells you like, hey, pull on this, and this will release the latch. This will open the trunk, and then make sure you jump out and run away quickly. Well, in case you're wondering how much room there is in the back of this, now I'm 6 feet tall. I have the front seat adjusted to my regular driving position, and I do have quite a bit of room, I gotta tell you. As far as my knee room, the headroom, I have probably about 3-4 inches above me, which is pretty good. Now this one doesn't have a sunroof, and I know when you do have a sunroof, it takes away a little bit of that, but on that LE version, even if you're quite tall, you can fit comfortably in here. The interior itself, it's pretty plain. There's nothing too crazy about it. We're going to talk a little bit more once we get in the front. Well, all right guys, so let's check out this Camry on the interior, 2021 Camry LE, and let's take a look at the steering wheel. Now I gotta tell you, let's take it, first of all, take a quick glimpse of the interior. It's pretty cool, right? I mean, there's no thrills. If you're looking for lots of gadgets, lots of shiny stuff, lots of electronics, this is probably not going to be the car for you. However, it feels good. It feels like a family sedan should. It does have this quite large steering wheel, but it's good to the touch. It's multifunction. It's got all the options that you might want on the steering wheel, which means the volume control, a little bit of the menu functions right here on the right hand side. There's a mode and the station buttons at the bottom, so you can control everything from here. There's a cruise control. I mean, this is the adaptive cruise control, so you can select the distance between the car in front of you and yourself, and then right here, I mean, again, no frills, but pretty cool. On the left hand side, tachometer, right hand side, speedometer. Now you have some options right in the middle of here, so you can see eco indicator, and you can go to the right. This is your lane keep assist, no messages as far as warning, vehicle settings, and again, basically eco indicator. See how good of a driver, how much gasoline you're using and all that stuff. Odometer right at the bottom of it, and you can see that the lane keep assist is on. Now moving on here, okay, I gotta tell you something, because not many cars still have the keys. Now this one still have the key that you turn it, so I mean, it's not a push button start. This is on the LE version of it. And as far as the basics functions on the screen, if I were to like pick on one thing that I really wish they would change, is this bezel right here. It looks like the 80s television where you had this huge cabinet and this tiny little screen that wasn't really a great quality one either. So look how small the screen is comparing to the rest of it. What's wrong with making it like this and moving those knobs on the side, or maybe even making some of the buttons touchscreen, part of the menu? Maybe some of the old school people would not like it, but I think it certainly would be helpful. You do have those hard buttons right here, home menu, audio, map, and all that stuff. Now this one is not equipped with the navigation system, so right now, without the Android Auto that I have is not connected, it says the navigation app is not installed, so please check to our website if you can install a navigation app. So you can probably even install it from Toyota if you don't want to use Android Auto. However, if you want to use Android Auto, let me show you something. I like Android Auto. I probably like it a lot more than some of the pre-installed navigation system in some cars. And right now I just connected my phone to it. Right at the top right here, you just noticed it's Android Auto, and now I have the radio playing. Unfortunately, can't turn that up too much, but it's just a regular radio. I mean, the sound is decent, not crazy. But then if I hit map right here, this is what happens. Okay, this is your Android Auto. Okay, and you can control it. It's a touch screen, you know, and that's a pretty decent system. So as long as you know how to use it, you really don't need a navigation system. As far as the rest of the interior, I mean, it's got this piano black, which is probably my least favorite part of this vehicle. It leaves a lot of fingerprints, and you can see yourself in it. And I mean, some people think it looks good. I think it looks okay. And then you have those knobs right here, and it's such typical of Toyota knobs. These are not really nice, Toyota. Okay, you can do better than that. These are just kind of there because they have to be, I guess. And a bunch of shortcuts for your fan settings and all that stuff. Bottom in here, here's where my phone is connected. You also have the regular 12 volt 120 watt outlet, and then you have the regular shifter, cup holders in here. You do have some storage. Okay, let's see what's in here. Okay, you'll get some garbage here, not too much. It's a rental, I'm surprised. And this is it. This is the interior portion of it. It's not bad at all. It's not something that well, stands out too much, but also it's pretty good on the eye. I have no complaints about this vehicle. Now, I've driven this for the last 5 days, but I want to take you for a drive with me now. All right, guys, so we're in this no-frill automobile, but I gotta tell you, I dig it. This is a perfect family cruiser. But before we take this for a spin, let's just take a look at what Toyota's charging for those right now. So I have Toyota website open, and you know, there's several different models, and it starts off when there's Camry and there's Camry Hybrid. So we're gonna just go with the basic. Okay, 2021 Camry, starting MSRP 25,045. Is it really starting at that much? I remember Camrys were starting at like $16,000. Oh my goodness. So let's see what Camrys are available. So LE, the one that we're sitting right now, yes, it does start at 25,045. Aluminum wheels, 7-inch screen. Nothing too crazy about it. 12 different trim levels available because there's a LE hybrid, so you kind of got to divide it by 2. Then there's an SE 26560. It's got a little bit nicer wheels. It's got the black front grille, you know. Then there's an SE hybrid, so that's a hybrid version. Then we have the SE Nightshade edition. That's a little bit more sporty, I guess. Oh my goodness, they give you too much choices. XLE, XLE Hybrid, XSE, which is the sporty one. This is the one with the roof that's the different color than the vehicle. We're going to try to actually get that one on the channel and review it. TRD, which is, you know, their performance division. 3.5 liter engine, 19-inch wheels, see all that stuff. Pretty cool. XLE V6 with the same engine. XSE V6. And that's it, 35,360 or 35,620 for the top of the line SXXE. So quite a bit from when I was back in the car business. So here's another thing. This is a base car, but now it does have the power seats. All right, let's check out the rear view camera. You know, kind of grainy, but I wasn't expecting a whole lot, especially that even the nicer trims on the Toyota would probably have about the same camera. It's not the greatest, and I hope that Toyota's going to do something about it because competition is not sleeping. So we'll see how it drives on the road. Like I said, I've driven this vehicle for right now about 500-600 miles, and it's good. I mean, it's going to take you from point A to point B, and it's going to take you there quite comfortably. Now, what I mean by no frills, okay, you're going to be just another car on the road. It doesn't really stand out, but like I mentioned in the past, this is a perfect family automobile. This is a perfect vehicle that you set it and forget it. You get it, and you know, you drive it, take care of your maintenance. Very rarely they break down. Good engines. There's no turbos in this one, so you don't have to worry about any expensive repairs. We're gonna check out the turning radius. We're gonna check out the acceleration, see what's the when we hit the throttle on it, and I'm gonna see how fast it's gonna accelerate. Let's check that out right now, as a matter of fact. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm laughing, but how many people are gonna do that on a daily basis? If you are that type of driver, you should probably look for something that's a little bit more sporty. But this is what happens when you hit the accelerator. It gets up to speed, you can hear the engine. I mean, it might not be the fastest thing out there, but it certainly can get you going. It certainly has got enough speed to merge into the expressway. The one thing when driving this vehicle for a while, the one thing that I didn't really care about too much is that their lane keeping assist is super sensitive, and it kind of can freak you out when you're driving and you're trying to kind of slowly merge into the left lane. You better make sure that you put that turn signal on, because even the slightest off from deviation from the lane, let's see what happens. Hopefully this is gonna catch it, but I'm trying to go over the lane right here. Okay, now this one just beeps, but in many cases when you're on the expressway, it'll basically just pull you back in your own lane, which I guess it's a safety, but so annoying sometimes. And I wish they didn't have that. Now I most of the time use the turn signal. I don't think anybody uses it 100% of the time, but if you do, you're not going to have an issue with that lane keep assist. The cruise control, the adaptive cruise control, I noticed this looks pretty good. It works pretty good. It basically locks you into the vehicle in front of you. So sometimes if you forget it and all of a sudden you remember that you set that cruise control for 75 miles per hour, and you look at the speedometer and you say, why am I doing 65? Well, if the car in front of you is doing 65, the cruise control is going to lock into that, and that's going to be doing 65. Okay, overall, I mean, you can hear some noise from the interior. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but there's some noise from the exterior, the road noise, the tire noise. Right now we have rain going down, so that there's a rain noise. So there is a bunch of noises that are coming in here, so it could be a little bit better insulated. But overall, the same feel as I had when I was driving like those late 90s, early 2000s Toyotas, that still remains. That's so much different than the Honda or even in Nissan or anything like this. This is more comfortable. This is like a poor man's Lexus, if you will, but the comfort is almost the same. So I gotta give it to Toyota. I mean, it's a great automobile. If you're looking for a basic transportation and you don't want to break a budget, and you certainly want to be looking at one of this, no wonder why Toyota has always been one of the top selling vehicles. It's just because they last and last and last. They're like Energizer Bunny. Take a look around, see how many Toyotas you still see on the roads that are 20 years old and more, probably more than any other brands out there. So I got to give it to them. They do an excellent job with their reliability, with their longevity. So great job, Toyota. Now I will give this vehicle a big thumbs up, and hopefully I'll get to review one of the high-end models of Toyota. This is a rental, as I mentioned before, so I didn't have much choice, but I worked with one of the Toyota dealers, and as soon as they have that TRD model that is available, I'll be able to take a look at this one, take it for a spin. That's not only a different trim level, but it's also a different engine, so it's going to be quite different. So if you like watching videos like this, consider subscribing to this channel, and so you won't miss any other videos. If you liked what you saw, please hit like, destroy that like button. It really helps me out a lot, and I will see you in my next video. Cheers.